Let's get started with game number 1 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, wake up, everybody. Wake up, wake up. YouTube Dave saying, damn, I missed it. No, you did not miss anything. We're just now getting started right now. We're getting started. Yes, there you go. There was a TZJ square. Yep, perfect. Look at Stream Manager. All right, nobody's topped out yet. Good game so far. Yeah, it looked fine. They just started at different times. I checked. Anyway, if you'd like to help contribute to the prize pool, you can do so with Matcherino. Why did I scream that? I don't know, but I'm just so excited! This will be our final quarterfinals match. After this, we'll be taking a week break. And then the finals, the finale of Season 24 will happen on April 4th, where we will crown a new champion. And it's definitely going to be a new champion because Andy, who was our previous champion, didn't even join this season. So, rip that narrative. 165 for Scuti, 184 for SV. Andrew saying, how dare he, honestly. YouTube Dave saying, who'll be the champ? Well, there's currently 5 options. Currently, our 3 semi-finalists are Dog Playing Tetris, Gerald Freeman, and Alex T. Dog and Gerald Freeman will go up against each other in the semi-finals, whereas Blue Scuti and SV are still in the quarterfinals. The winner of this match will go up against Alex T, who is our first seed, which means he did the best out of anybody else in Division 1. Scored the most points, dropped the least amount of games, only dropped 1 game, was like just 1 game away from getting a perfect season, like a perfect match and game season. But he early topped out against Dangler in 1 game, so that was unfortunate. Anyway, what's not unfortunate are these aces. 326 for Scuti at 65 lines, 369 for SV at 70 lines. So far, pretty friendly seed. Hopefully it stays that way and we can see some high-scoring games. Zero Chance on YouTube saying go both players, but also go SV, and Choi saying go Blue Scuti. Also, I forgot to remind these 2 players, but it is possible to choose 19 starts. There you go, Vits. That's 1 Vits. Yes, okay. That is 1... What am I trying to say? It is possible to choose 19 starts now. And the difference between the regular season and the playoffs is that the higher seed would choose first what level, and it doesn't matter if the other player agrees to it or not. They will be forced to play whatever level is asked. Sorry, I'm looking at Scuti right now, so this is making it really hard for me to explain what's happening. 564 for SV, 501 for Scuti. No, you cannot choose level zeros. It's just between 18 and 19. Nice little dirty touches for Scuti. 524. And Nathan Patty saying level 0 start is crazy. So yeah, for example, I believe Scuti is a higher seed this season over SV. So this first game, he would have had the option to pick 18 or 19, and SV would have just had to deal with it, even if he doesn't want to play 19. But SV will transition at 640. Scuti will transition at 582. Nice little burn there from SV, banging on Tetris 668. Choi asking, how about 15 starts? No, it's just 18 or 19 Division 1. Yeah, Scuti doing some good work here. Needs a Lombard slot dependency on the right side. Set up a double Lombard dependency. Now creates a burn with to create a center wall, but had to close down that center wall. Now let's do some more burns as SV is taking a 90,000 point lead. 669 for Scuti, 751 for SV. Kingsman gifting a tier 1 sub to Jay Wong. What, do we have like a Vitz emote or something? Why it's just okay. Thank you so much, King. For paying me indirectly. But yeah, Scuti, a bit of trouble here. Not really dangerous, but it is going to cost even more burns, which SV can use to his advantage now. 100,000 points in the lead. 869 now, 899 for SV, 760 for Scuti, now 788. Looking for a Lombard to solve this dependency. Scuti opens up that dependency and solves it with a Lombard. Still burning, and SV looking for a potential max out before level 26. Nice spin there. Very clutch. Looks like he's not gonna get the max out before level 26. He still can get it into 26 though. He's Tetris ready. Oh my god, that L spin on the left side. Not only did he need a very clutch 5-tap, but he also needed to immediately tuck by pressing the right. Scuti sets up a T-spin, but doesn't get the T-piece in time. Gets a Tetris, 961, but SV already with a 1.1 at level 27, so looking for a potential 1.2 into 29. And SV now is gonna be Tetris ready, opens up his right well and bangs on a Tetris, 1.17. Nathan Patty saying it would have been cool to see that T-spin at 19 speed. And SV's going to transition with 1.2 at level 29. Scuti going to have to burn. Has the max out, but still over almost 200,000 points behind. He is behind in the line count though, so this is still not insurmountable by any means. Even if this is a significant lead on SV's side. But Scuti sets up a Tetris and gets a centerable Tetris. 1.2. And it's still Tetris ready. SV in a bit of trouble here. This could do it for SV. Doesn't get the Lombard to solve the dependency. He's going to top out with a 1.24. So Scuti, 1.24 is the score to beat. What happened, says SV. But this is not over yet. Scuti set up for a Tetris, but burns this down. Just needs about 20,000 more points. $740 is the score to beat. So it's at 735. Why did I say 7? I meant C40, not 740. And there you go. With that burn, he will take the game. And feel free to play it out if you want. Why not? Maybe we can see a rollover. Okay, SV, you actually have choice now of whether or not you want to play on a 19 start. Oh, SV's going for the 19. First time we've been seeing that in a while. Might have been even the first time this season that anybody's picked 19. Let's get started with game number 2 and 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Let me give Scuti his heart. There we go. Yeah, thank you very much, Blue Scuti's grandpa. People on YouTube asking how many people start on 19 instead of 18. Not a lot. It's not really an often thing that happens. We gave players the option in Division 1 starting season 23, I believe, but not a lot of people have gone for it. Yeah, Scuti starting off with a bit of a dependent board here, kind of a messy stack. But the thing about Scuti is that he's become kind of characterized for being someone who's more comfortable and more efficient on 19 speeds than on 18. A lot of times you would see him kind of digging, burning in the 18 speeds, but then once the 19 happens, it's like something clicks and he just goes ham and takes all these leads and takes the games and everything. So gonna be interesting to see what happens this time around. SV solves the Lombard dependency in the center. Jwong saying Scuti's been asking for faster matches in the CTM Discord. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe this is actually a good thing for Scuti to take a 2-0 lead, but you know, SV is also a really good player. Very efficient regardless of what speed you go in. 212 for Scuti, 252 for SV. Looks like SV does have the slight lead right now. Scuti waiting for the Lombard. Gets a Lombard for Tetris. Both players with a pretty even stack here. Scuti with some dependencies. Not really dependencies, but parity issues, but does solve those issues quite nicely. SV with a very efficient start in these first 60 lines. 325. That's 64 lines. So this is right now early days, but still potential for a 700k transition right now. Sets up a Lombard dependency on column 7. Scuti getting a bit high up there, but does get the right set of pieces to set up some burns and keep this board manageable. Oh, misses the T-spin. This could have been very problematic, but does get the Lombard in time for the Tetris. SV solving the Lombard dependency. Had to do some burns, which cost some efficiency and could give Scuti the opportunity to catch back up, but Scuti also in a bit of trouble here. Sets up a Lombard dependency on the left side. Goes for the Tetris first. And now solves that Lombard dependency on the left. Nice 5-tap there from Scuti. Gonna be Tetris ready. I'm sorry if I don't read any of the chat right now, because this is the first time I'm actually commentating a 19-star game. So I actually have to pay attention the entire time. Scuti goes for the dependency solve instead of the Tetris. That wasn't a Lombard dependency, but it was a bit of a jagged board. Chose to even it out with that Lombard instead of going for the Tetris. Now 424 at 102 lines. SV at 480,000 at 105 lines. Bangs on a Tetris 504. And Scuti kind of closed down as well on the left side, but opens it right back up. Now with the Lombard dependency on column 3, solves the Lombard dependency. Nice skim there with the Z piece. It's going to be Tetris ready. Bangs on a Tetris 502 for Scuti. SV looking for a potential 600k transition. Well, not really transition, but you know what I mean. 600,000 before 103 lines. SV 550 even. Cho was asking what lines do we need to go from level 19 to level 20 on a level 19 start. which is 140 lines, as Nathan Patty said. SV goes to cover up the dependency. Didn't get the Lombard time, but finally gets the Lombard. Gonna be trying to clean this up. Finally open on the right side and bangs out of Tetris. 658 for SV, 649 for Scuti. So Scuti now has brought this back. We are neck and neck. SV sets up a Lombard dependency, solves it first. Gonna be Tetris ready. And does bang down a Tetris. 685. Scuti ahead in the line count. Already level 21 and still behind in score. We have a misdrop there for Scuti. Maybe a double flip. We're gonna be okay. Sets up a Vitz. Doesn't get the Lombard in time, so gonna have to do some burns. But does get the Lombard for a Tetris. 711 for Scuti. 713 for SV. Behind the line counter still. Both players are even and Tetris ready. Some very efficient games, especially on 19, which is exactly what you expect to see with two players of this caliber. Where they basically play 18 in 19 as if it's an 18 start. EBM9, welcome on in, first time chatter. Scuti already level 24, takes the lead with that Tetris. SV couldn't utilize that Llama for a Tetris, so Scuti gonna remain in the lead. That's a Llama for a Tetris now for SV, taking back the lead. It was Scuti in a bit of trouble here, sets up a couple of tuck sequences. Would love an L, but doesn't get the L piece in time, so forced into a triple. Creating a hole in the stack now, trying to commit to this row 2 setup. Bangs out of Tetris, 931, taking the lead, but SV takes it right back now, 958. Both players at level 25, so once again, we are neck and neck. Going back and forth with the lead change. Scuti in a lot of trouble. Needs a Lombard. Cannot afford to get droughted. Nice combination of pieces here. Uses that Lombard to open up his right well. But he's a Lombard. Bangs out of Tetris. With that Lombard, gets another Tetris for the max out. So it's going to be okay, but going to have to do a lot of burns, which SV can use to his advantage, but SV also burning. This is going to be a very interesting level 29 transition. Scuti looking for a even stack before the 29 speeds. Has 7 lines to go. SV's going to be Tetris ready with a cleaner board. Looking locked and loaded for the 29 transition. And Scuti will transition with a 1.03. So behind by 70,000 points. That's SV already with 1.1. Now with a 1.14 into 29. So Scuti with a lot of work he has to do. Or he has to hope that SV will top out early like in game 1. But SV is Tetris ready. Looking for the Lombard. Kind of a misdrop there with the S piece. Ooh, Scuti in a lot of trouble. Banks out of Tetris. 1.12. Needs to survive this. Solves 2 Lombard dependencies on the left side. Still with the Lombard dependency in the center. Column 8. But Scuti gonna be okay as SV still alive. Level 21. Level 31, I mean. 1.17. Less than a Tetris separating these two players. As Scuti is cleaning the styles. SV in a bit of trouble here. But gets a nice combination of pieces. SV solves the J dependency. Look for another J and gets a J piece to solve another J dependency. And is going to burn this down. And is clean. Looking to get Tetris ready now. 1.2 for SV. 1.17 for Scuti. And bangs out of Tetris for SV. Now 70,000 points in the lead. Scuti now level 34. Gets a Tetris 1.22. SV in a lot of trouble. Needs to burn this down as quickly as possible before Scuti takes the lead. Keep in mind we have a level 39 super kill screen line cap. So they cannot play forever. Scuti is Tetris ready at level 35. This will be over 40,000 points. Bangs out of Tetris 1.28. SV has lost the lead, but still looking for a Lombard. Gets the Lombard, takes the lead, but as Scuti had actually taken it right back. SV once again in a lot of trouble. This aggressive play has just costed him a lot of pace and will misdrop that Z piece. And that's going to do for SV. Scuti will take game number 2. 1.5. Let's see if he can get a rollover. I know he needs 2 touches for that. Okay, Lombard. No, it's not gonna happen. Scuti popping off, saying, let's go! Game number 2 goes to Scuti. Let's get started with game number 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Let's see, Z Lombard. Let's go. Good work, team. Did I thank EBM9 for the follow? Well, thank you regardless. Anyway, SV looking to avoid the sweep. Someone on YouTube asking, how hard is it to roll on 29 speeds? Well, it is pretty hard, but I think... I don't know. I think it depends on the player, I guess. It's more about how hard is it to roll in general. Scuti with some misdrops here. Gonna start off kind of... Oh man, Lombard all the way to the left side. Nice adjustment there with the T-piece to accommodate the dependency. EBM9 saying, what does the same piece set do? Doesn't the seed do that? Yeah, the seed basically enables the same piece sets. Scuti with a suffer start. I'm really saying suffer start, but he still has 200,000 points at 40 lines, so not a bad start at all, but just now with a very, very messy stack. It's gonna be Tetris ready. But Scuti set up for a dirty center wall. But yeah, as Kingsman said, it is difficult. Experts players can still struggle on maintaining the stack. Nice dirty touch for Scuti. But anyway, expert players can still struggle to maintain the stack for long periods of time at those speeds. Nice little dirty touch once again for Scuti. SV with a Spire cannot afford a top out here. It's got to be Tetris ready, but it's going very aggressive. Tries to avoid closing down his wall, but he's forced into it. Still Tetris ready. Waiting for the Lombard. Both players in a lot of trouble. Scuti does have the lead though, so it's gonna be a very scary situation for SV. But SV just going for the safety triple at this point. Lost a lot of efficiency, but once again going aggressive, but turns it into a triple. What would the pin comment with the random seed be for? That's so that the players can see the seed and it doesn't get hidden in the chat, since I'm the one that rolls the seeds. 382 for Scuti, 314 for SV. So Scuti now with a pace advantage. And a 30 touches for SV. 345 at 106 lines. His tournament life on the line right now. Solves the Lombard dependency as Scuti is taking a 100,000 point lead. Yeah, Gerudo Valley. Absolute banger. Especially when it hits the 29 speeds and Gerudo Valley's playing. Woo! $552 now for Scuti. Sets up a couple of tuck sequences and burns. It's going to be Tetris ready now at 134 lines. SV 473 now 497. 80,000 points behind Scuti. Both players around the same line count here. Scuti now with a J dependency, which could give SV the opportunity to cash back up as Scuti has to do some burns. It's not going to be Tetris ready anytime soon. It's going to set up a potential row 2. Yeah, it looks like he's going to set up row 2 for Scuti. SV's still behind, but now with a cleaner board than Scuti has. Wait, did I not include Guerrero Valley, Neto? Oh no, what the heck? How did I forget that? It's like my favorite track. Anyway, Scuti 100,000 points behind, 705, 611, now 639 for SV. Dangler saying SV missed the coffee thing. Dude, I don't even know what the coffee thing is. Anyway, SV solves the Lombard dependency. It's gotta be Tetris ready. Forced into a triple now, a square tuck. Ain't gonna be set up for a T-spin. Doesn't hit the T-spin, so nobody has hit the T-spin this match. Pretty much every time either of these two players set up T-spin, that's the one spin they miss every time. Maybe I'll add like a little comment on the post just to update it, Neto. Thanks for letting me know though. Anyway, Scuti with a bit of a spire. Oh my god, keeps building up on that spire. Double Lombard dependency. Oh, had to close down one of those Lombard dependencies. Nice triple though for Scuti. SV still with a deficit by about a Tetris and change. But does bang down a Tetris 931. And Scuti might set up dirty. Yeah, he's going aggressive. You would think he's losing with how aggressive he's playing. Almost like it's either lose or nothing. Or like either do or nothing, I mean. But both players with the max out. 1.01 for Scuti, 1.03 for SV. Ooh, Scuti in a lot of trouble as we near the 29 speeds, but does get a Lombard for a Tetris. Transitions with a 1.05. SV transitions with a burn behind by about 10,000 points. So this could be it for SV. Can he clutch up to game 3, or will he get swept? Has to fight for his life right now. Is Tetris ready? Give him the Lombard. That's the center wall Tetris. 1.1 for both players. But Scuti ahead by 79,000 points. Hangs the Lombard though. Hangs another piece, but gets a Lombard for a Tetris. 1.2. Now has to do a lot of burning right now. So this is going to give SB the opportunity to cash back up. But needs the right set of pieces to start setting up Tetrises. Scuti is burning this down. Gets a nice 5-tap there with the Z. With the S, I mean. Still burning. SV setting up. He's set up for it. Gets a Lombard for a Tetris. 1.17. Only 70,000 points behind. Looking for another one. He is going to be Tetris ready. Give him the Lombard. Give him the Lombard. Doesn't get the Lombard time, but it's going to be set up for a triple. Oh no, SV in a lot of trouble right now. Needs a Lombard to burn this down. Needs a Lombard to solve the dependency. Needs a Lombard for anything. Opens up his left foot, but that Lombard's not showing up. Gets a Lombard for a Tetris, but still behind. Needs to burn this down though. Is in a lot of trouble. And that will just do it for SV. Scuti has completed the sweep. I need the content. We're going to see Scuti play it out as he has now gotten into the money. Moves on to the semifinals and will go up against Alex T. GG's. Let me hold on, let me update the bracket for you guys. To go for the dependency solve first and then the Tetris. Actually, I don't really know of anybody that goes for the Tetris first anymore. That's like decent at the game. I mean, if the board is really high and they need to burn lines, then yeah, of course somebody would go for the Tetris. Even with the dependency, like that makes sense. But like in a regular scenario, I don't think anybody at this level would ever go for the Tetris first. Dangler with a monster game so far. 490 at 98 lines. Needs a J piece, but utilizes a Lombard to solve the dependency. Now creates a Lombard dependency, but now closes down that well. Turns it into a triple. And trying to avoid this other Lombard dependency that was starting to form. And getting burst. Yeah, there you go. 3 Lombards in a row. Dangler, you didn't even use the first one for the dependency because he didn't know that it was going to burst like that, but was able to use the next 2. Gerald with a pretty safe game so far. 510 out of 115 lines. Nothing really to say about it. After that kind of scary scenario he was in very early on, he's been kind of cruising. Still with a deficit, but like, you know, nothing that wouldn't be too detrimental. Especially this early on. Gerald at 515 creates a Lombard dependency on the right. That's kind of weird, but maybe that was accidental. Dangler already at 634, looking for a potential 658 into 19. He'll get that Tetris and a 658. So we are off and running here. Can Dangler do some better work here than in game 1? Creates a Lombard dependency early on. Another triple there for Dangler. Solves the Lombard dependency. He's got to be Tetris ready, opening up that right wall and bangs on a Tetris. Gerald transitions at 566. Had to close down as well, so couldn't utilize that Lombard for a Tetris, but gets on a Lombard for a Tetris. 591 now. Both players level 20. Dangler with a bit of a hang there with the Z piece. Or the Z, if you're wrong. But Dangler still with a lead by about 3.5 Tetrises. Keep in mind, he does have to burn, so it's going to cost a bit of pace, but he's still ahead by 100,000 points. Now it's 749 for Dangler, 670 for Gerald. Oh, and some indecision there for Dangler. Might set up a dirty. No, just going to go safe, keeping it clean, and will open up his right well once again. Now with a clean stack, as Gerald is going to be L-dependent, but does help the L-dependency on the left side. Now waiting for the Lombard. Getting a bit droughted here. So forced to close down as well, but opens it right back up and bangs on a Tetris 704. At level 22 for Gerald. 7, now 811 for Dangler. Miles saying WT spin. Pokemon in Miles. A former finalist in the previous season. Dangler with some nice setups here. Does bring on the Tetris and another one now at 898, level 24. So very efficient game here from Dangler. Sets up a T-spin, but doesn't hit the T-spin. So gonna have to close down as well. Creates a couple of holes in his stack, but does open it right back up and bangs, and it's gonna be Tetris ready. And does bang down a Tetris. Needs 2 Tetrises and change for the max out. Looking for a potential level 25 max out on Dangler's side, while Gerald is at 859. Level 24, 189 lines. So Dangler still with a 100,000 point lead. And it looks like Dangler will look at the level 25 max out. Assuming he doesn't burn. Sets up a Lombard dependency though. Tetris ready. Can he get the Lombard in time? Give him the Lombard. Come on. It's just not going to show up. Forced to a double. Does get the max out into 26 though. And bangs on a Tetris. So 1.03 now for Dangler. Gerald still needs about a Tetris and change for the max out. Does have plenty more time before level 29. So this is still anybody's game. Dangler cannot let go of the gas pedal. even though he is ahead. Now in a bit of trouble here. It's going to be J dependent. Converts it into a flat L burn. Kind of a delayed burn setup there for Dangler, but does clean out his board. Is almost open on the right side again. Tries to avoid the Lombard dependency and does just that. Now at 1.05, but Gerald, just like that, has brought this deficit down to 12,000 points now. 1.03 for Gerald. 1.05 for Dangler. Can set up 2 more Tetris now. 1 more Tetris for the level 29 transition. And he will transition with a 1.12. Gerald still level 28. Dangler looking to survive this and try and make some work here on the level 29 speeds. Trying to keep this lead and potentially force a tied set. Gerald in a bit of trouble here. Hangs a square piece on the left side, but does get the J piece all the way to the left. And still alive here. Oh, but it kind of overshifts that S piece. Still with a diggable stack, but needs the right pieces for it. Dangler kind of bringing this down as well now with 1.16. Gerald with 1.14. As he is still burning. Neither player has been able to capitalize on each other's digs. They've been kind of burning so far in the 29th piece, but Gerald is clean now. Looking at Tetris ready here. Opens up his right well. He is Tetris ready. Needs the Lombard. Forced into a triple again as Dangler's still cleaning. And now looking to set up a Tetris here at level 33 as Gerald has just not been getting the friendliest of pieces. With the stack that he has, Dangler has hung the S piece. Solved this dependency with a Lombard. Needs another Lombard to solve the dependency. That's not going to burn anything though. So still with a pretty messy stack as Gerald now almost takes the lead, but still behind by about a few thousand points. Dangler in a bit of trouble here. Needs to burn this down and survive this, or else this could be Gerald's game to win. And Dangler's going to top out with 1.2. And with that burn, Gerald will take game number 2. And be a match point for game 3. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Dangler before the match saying, "My March Madness bracket is so cooked." There you go. TP square Z. For those of you just tuning in, if you'd like to help contribute to the prize pool, you can do so with Match Reno. Currently at $1,500. And we're about $1,000 from breaking our previous record of the most amount of money we've raised for the prize pool at $2,500.69. And we still have more. We still have plenty more time before we reach the end of the season. Especially considering we have a hiatus coming along because of scheduling issues. Gerald starting off with a pretty messy stack. Which is going to give Dangler the opportunity to take a decent lead early on. Gerald still cleaning, closed down his right well. Couldn't utilize that Lombard for a Tetris because he was still in Dig City. Dangler sponsored by FanDuel, says Kafka's Cat. Yeah. Can you believe that? He didn't give me any of his sponsorship money. Some people, man. Some people. 182 now for Dangler. 85,000 points for Gerald, who's having a suffer start, but still in a safe situation. Regardless of what happens, Gerald does have the driver's seat. Welcome on in, Neto saying came at the end. Could Dangler still turn it around? A little bit of online facts here. Dangler holds the world record for highest score into 29. I believe being the first player to hit a 1.5. Recorded at least. Don't give me any of that. Supermine's got a 1.5 back in 2021. Because I don't care. You didn't post it, so I don't care. Dangler at 297. Gerald at 182. Ooh, Dangler a bit of a drought here. Has a fairly messy stack. Tupac, cheers. You're right. But Gerald with some nice drought management. Oh yeah, no one remembers Scotto. Yeah, the Scotto getting a 1.5 was the reason how I was the way I figured out that people will just find anything to argue about in Rabbit Hole. Oh man. Anyway, Dangler at 399, very efficient game. Gerald doing some work here. He has a clean board now after that very turbulent start. My grandpa got 2 mil before kill screen. He did it in 1876. Ugh. How was your day? My day's pretty good. Dying by allergies, but that's okay. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Solar Spectrus and Alex T here saying hot take. Scuti wins this match. Yes, very hot take from the Alex T. Ooh, Gerald in a bit of trouble here. Ooh, can he dig this down? Needs an L piece or a long bar. Hangs a T piece. Come on. No, I don't think that's going to do it. Yeah, that's just going to do it for Gerald. Topping out at 296. So Dangler avoids the sweep. Number 4. And Dangler forced a decider in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Anpu saying I have 4 orange keels on my desk. Well, have you ever thought about cleaning your desk, Anpu? I ate the 4 oranges 5 seconds ago. Uh-huh. Oh, Dangler. Good lord, was setting up a lot of tucks very high up on the board. Now at 93,000 points. Got the Lombard right on time. In the lead. Gerald at 90,000 with a cleaner board. Dangler with the L tuck setup. Orange peels can keep the room smelling zesty, says Kafkas. Well, just spray some like Lysol or something. Just poison your lungs with artificial quote-unquote orange flavor. Dangler with a bit of a messy stack. Is Lombard dependent on the left side? Dangler also with a jagged board. 30, not the best. Dangler gets a nice triple. Still Lombard dependent on the left side, but Gerald's now digging, so neither player able to capitalize right now. And that Lombard's just not showing up. Dangler in a bit of trouble. Oh, we cannot afford another top out. And that's going to do it for Dangler and his run. Gerald has moved on to the semifinals. Well then. Still, congrats on making it to your first CTL playoffs. we'll see. Hopefully things get better in future seasons. Great run though. Gerald, congrats on making it to the semifinals. Gerald's sitting on a fortunate seed, no elves at all. Well, there was an elf.
Dan is ready to go. SB has the ready. Count it down for K number 1 of the final Division 1